Welcome to Yankton Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. This broadcast is made possible by the following Sportscaster Club members: Midwest Insurance Agency, Murph's Appliance, Yankton Thrive, Stockman's Motorsports, Les Schwab Tires, Linda's Angel Crossing, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, Hy-Vee, Vichy, Elwood Dental, Floortech Restoration, Angela's Mexican Store, Yankton Rexall, KFC Taco Bell, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Slumberland, Larry's Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Larson Carpet, Elkhorn Valley Bank, Anytime Fitness, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Yankton Medical Clinic, All Seasons Power Sports, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Wince and Ray Funeral Home, First Dakota National Bank, JR's Oasis, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, The Bone Setter, Triple Time Rudy's, Farmers Union Insurance, Meridian Photo, Graham Tire, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, H&H Roofing, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Wall of Fame, Midwest Ready Mix and Clark's Rentals, and Raven Books. Now, for the Anytime Fitness pregame show with the voice of Yankton Athletics, Zach Spear.
Hello and welcome to Yankton High School for Yankton Bucks basketball, presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with two locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. I'm Zach Spear alongside Tristan Nelson, helping out on camera and operating the stream here tonight. Thank you for tuning in on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. We are in the thick of the basketball season, and not much rest for teams anymore. This time around, the Bucks are at home. They're going to host the Huron Tigers. Coming into this game, Yankton 1-5, with the Tigers holding a 5-2 record. As of now, Huron is both the fifth team in the standings as well as the polls. For Yankton, they currently sit at number 17 in AA. For Yankton, they're coming off a game in Mitchell, which saw them fall to the Colonels with a final score of 53-69. Now, Huron is 1-2 in their last three, after a 4-0 start, and their last game being a loss to Harrisburg this last Saturday, 69-72. Let's take a look at the numbers of how these teams match up so far this season. Yankton scoring just over 51 points per game. Huron scores a lot. They score 64 points per game. For Yankton they allow 58 points per game, and that number has gone up in the last few games, along with their points scored per game. Their games have just been trending towards the higher side of what we're used to. For Huron, they give up just about 55 points per game. For Yankton, their average game with their 1-5 record is still within 7 points per game, but usually favoring the opponent. And for the Tigers, their average game is a victory of 9 points per game. Last year, these teams matched up once in the regular season, with your final score ending up 55-45, with Huron taking the victory in that one. The numbers of this matchup, of course, do lean in favor of Huron, but Yankton is that team that, no matter the record, opposing coaches just seem to not like playing very much. Now, there's one massive difference between the two teams that are on the floor tonight, and more likely than not, it's going to affect this one. Yankton is a rather small basketball team. Huron's starting lineup is anything but that. They're made up of two players who are 6'5", one at 6'8", and finally their tallest player is listed at 6 feet 10 inches tall. For Yankton, their tallest player is listed at 6'3". Even off the bench for Huron, they've got guys who play regular minutes and stand at 6'6", 6'5", and a couple at 6'4". The Bucks are going to have their hands full, and we'll see how they plan to overcome that size difference. The thing is, they're used to being the smaller team, but it's usually not to this level. Yankton's defense is going to need to force jump shots and keep Huron from posting up too much in this game, and we will see how that goes tonight, because it can greatly affect how this game will wrap up. I did get a chance to talk with both head coaches ahead of this matchup. It's Coach Tim Budenhagen of the Huron Tigers, and as always, Coach Chris Haynes for the Yankton Bucks. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, that chat with Coach Budenhagen on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help.
I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you pics so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team, fixing pickles since 1984.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton. Located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Hello and welcome to our Coaches Conversations. Now joining on the line is head coach Tim Budenhagen. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm not doing too badly. How about yourself?
Doing great, and as always, more basketball to come. We're getting close to the halfway point of the regular season. Your team currently 5th in the standings at 5-2. Could you tell me about the year you've had so far?
Well, right now we've played well some of the games. We lost to Christian at the Hoop City Classic. Had a seven-point lead late in the third quarter. Coughed it up because we couldn't finish some shots. We couldn't keep penetration out of the middle of the lane. Gave them some easy baskets. Saturday night we lost to Harrisburg 72-69. Again, similar things. We couldn't keep penetration out of the middle of the lane. They got some easy looks at threes. And then on the opposite side, when it was 38-39, instead of taking control of the game, we just didn't do it. And good teams find a way to win, and we just been struggling with that right now.
And when your team is playing well, what is it that they do best?
That's a good question. We haven't found that out yet. We're still I think we're still trying to search and see who we are as a team. There's not really anything that we can say, hey, this is what we do well. This is why we're winning. I think our length bothers teams when you go 6'10", 6'8", 6'5", 6'5". I think that causes teams some problems, but it also causes us some problems on the defense end because of we got to be able to guard guys out front too.
And so coming up, you travel to take on the Bucks in Yankton. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, the same thing. They do a really nice job of getting the ball out and running the floor well. They're good in transition, well coached. They do a really nice job of, getting the ball in the middle of the lane, using different plays, different actions to take advantage of their quickness and the way that they shoot the ball. So those are all very worrisome for us.
Who are a few players on your team that we should be expecting to make some big plays?
Well, I think everybody knows Blake Elwine. He's 6'10", going to South Dakota State. He's the engine really that makes us really run well when we're playing well. Davis Chase, I think he's a diamond in the rough, 6'8", very athletic, can go inside out. And then I think Miles Elwine on the outside does a really nice job of carrying us from the outside, hitting big shots.
And just looking at last year's roster, a team that made it to the state tournament, you graduate a good number of seniors, but you also return some talent. How much smoother and easier is the beginning of the year when you've already got a few guys that you know you can trust and who know what is expected each day?
Well, obviously the experience is a big part. if we're going to be a good team and get to where we want to be, the experience plays a big role because we've been through the battles before. We know what it takes to get to the state tournament. Now it's just trying to win consistently. I think last year we were on a roller coaster. We went on a 5-game run, and then we lose a couple in a row. Win 3 in a row, then lose a couple. This year we got to try to get on a streak and then sustain that streak, and I think that experience is going to help us.
And what are a couple of things you'd like to see your team do well in this matchup?
Number one, we got to play a lot better defense. We can't be giving up 72, 66 points. We got to strap it on. We can't let Yankton score more than 50. So we really got to make sure that we limit their penetration in the middle of the lane, because if we got to help out, then it's an easy kick out to a good shooter. And then we got to get to shooters because they shoot the ball awfully well.
And then what are 1 or 2 goals that you've given your team this season?
Well, one goal is to improve every day, make sure that we're putting our best foot forward to be a better version of ourselves every day. And then we want to get to the state tournament. You can't win it until you get there, and right now we're in the process of getting there.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time. We will see you in Yankton shortly.
I appreciate that. You guys have a great day.
Again, that was head coach Tim Budenhagen of the Huron Tigers on our Coaches Conversations. Coming up, our chat with Chris Haynes, head coach of the Bucks, all on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice-cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area, guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
Back on our Coaches Conversations, Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks. Coach, last we saw your team in Mitchell. What were your takeaways from that game?
Yeah, all last week. The 2 road games at Vermilion and at Mitchell. Give those guys credit. They did some things to attack us and did a nice job offensively and on the boards. But for us, I didn't think we defended or rebounded the way we need to be in basketball games against good teams. And in those 2 games combined, we gave up 25 offensive rebounds. And, that's just way too many. And, add the fact that we're giving up a high field goal percentage. So it's not like the other teams are missing a whole bunch of shots. And so, we got to get better on that end of the floor. We got to start guarding people better, and we got to start rebounding at a higher rate if we want any chance of winning.
And next up, you host the Huron Tigers. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, and, probably one of the bigger teams that we've seen ever. They're going to start tonight. They're going to start 2 6'5" kids, a 6'6" kid, a 6'8" kid, and a 6'10" kid. So they're probably the tallest starting lineup that we've seen. over the last 15 years, 20 years, and I don't know if I've seen a high school team start 6'5" to 6'10" in South Dakota before. I'm sure there has been, but not that I'm aware of. But not only that, but they're athletic. They're skilled and athletic, all of them. And the older L-line kid is 6'10". He's going to South Dakota State, and he's running the point for him. So you got a 6'10" point guard, and he's obviously skilled, can get to the basket, can shoot a three. So there are obviously some major concerns there as far as taking care of the basketball against their length and athleticism of getting to the basket and being able to score around the basket. And then, not to mention, like I said, we've had some difficulties on the defensive end and rebounding. So this is going to be a huge challenge for us.
And as you mentioned, Huron, a lot of size, maybe the most we've seen in the state of South Dakota in high school. Is there any way to try and maybe use that height against them as far as spacing the floor, running lots of transition?
Well, right. Somehow it starts with somehow trying to be scrappy and be tough and be physical and force them into jump shots. We can't let them right at the basket all night long and, post touches with 2 feet in the paint and just jumping up and scoring the basketball right at the rim all night long. And we can't foul them and put them at the free throw line all night long. So we got to figure out a way to force them into contested jump shots and then get rebounds. If we can do that, obviously, we'd like to get out in transition. If that doesn't work, then we're going to have to spread them out on the offensive end and try to get paint touches with dribble penetration and kickouts, and we're going to need multiple paint touches. If you let their length and just load up on you, they can see you and get over into help and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be really difficult. So ball and player movement is going to be crucial for us on the offensive end. Can we get into the paint, multiple paint touches per possession where then, you got them a little bit more spread out, and now maybe you can get all the way to the basket and finish or get fouled, or we have kickouts for open jump shots.
And what are you expecting them to throw your way both offensively and defensively?
Yeah, they're going to pound the ball inside, right? I mean, with that size, you just know, and especially we're not the biggest team, so you know that they're going to try to pound the ball inside. So again, we got to do a good job of digging on the post, of not letting them get post touches with 2 feet in the paint. We got to do a good job of keeping them out of the paint, especially L-line on his dribble penetration. But, the older Porsche kid and Chase Davis, I mean, they can drive it in there too, and they're just super athletic, and they're good in transition, so we got to take that away. And offensively, with their size and length, all 6'5" to 6'10", they're just going to switch everything, and that's, really good strategy across the board, and really try to make running your offense difficult with their size and length.
And I know defense has been a big emphasis for you, and looking at the numbers, you have one player that really has stuck out on that side of the ball. Owen Eidsness right now averaging just shy of 3 steals and over 3.5 deflections per game. What is he doing that works so well on that side of the ball?
Yeah, Owen, he's good at anticipating, and he's got good quickness, and he's a little bit longer than he looks on paper, or his size as far as his height. So he's got good anticipation, good quickness, and he can read the defense, and he's capable of getting some steals.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time as always. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thanks, Zach.
Again, that was head coach Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks on our Coaches Conversations. Coming up, Yankton hosts the Huron Tigers on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Floor Tech Cleaning and Restoration in Yankton, Mitchell, and Norfolk and surrounding areas is the call you need to make when you need your carpets, ductwork, or a trauma cleanup. With 24-hour emergency services for fire and water, mold mitigation, and reconstruction services for residential and commercial properties. Locally owned and operated at 220 East 3rd Street in Yankton.
When your home or floor is wet, call Floor Tech.
Craving something boss-level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
As we return on the Anytime Fitness Yankton pregame show, Anytime Fitness Yankton, let's make healthy happen. Coming up, we've got your starting lineups, your national anthem, and of course, tip-off and game time just moments away as that is set for 7 o'clock, 6:51 on the clock right now. 5 minutes or so yet remaining on the warm-ups for each side as the Yankton Bucks hosting the Huron Tigers. Let's take a look now at the South Dakota Media Prep poll as well as the South Dakota Power 5 poll. In boys AA, at number 1, and again until they get beat, they're going to be at number 1 is Sioux Falls Lincoln. Sioux Falls Roosevelt jumped from 3 to 2. Harrisburg made the jump from 5 into 3. Spearfish stays the same at 4, and Huron, who was second on the Media Prep poll last week, dropped down to 5 after their loss to Harrisburg. Also receiving votes, Mitchell, T-Area, and Watertown. On to the South Dakota Power 5 poll in AA, Sioux Falls Lincoln on top. Sioux Falls Roosevelt in second, so the top two the same. But Huron in third on that Power 5 poll, with Harrisburg in fourth and Spearfish in fifth. Also receiving votes on the South Dakota Power 5 poll, T-Area, Watertown, and Mitchell. For the Bucks, they were last in action in a game in Mitchell, which saw them fall into the Colonels with a final score of 53-69. In that game, leading the way was Owen Eidsness with 16 points per game. He was our Kaiser Heating and Cooling hot hands of the game. Trailing him closely was Grady Walder with 13 points, and the third Buck and final Buck who reached double-digit scoring was Jackson Kudera with 11. Beck Reichen scored 1, Abe O'Brien had 5, Tegan LaCroix 3, Easton Skellhaus 3, and Austin Conway with 1 point. In rebounding, Austin Conway led the team with 4, followed by Jackson Kudera, who had 3. Owen Eidsness and Beck Reichen with 2 apiece, and Miles Drotzman with 1 rebound in that game. And then for assists, Owen Eidsness and Beck Reichen led the way with 3 apiece, 2 from both Grady Walder and Tegan LaCroix, and then an assist from both Austin Conway, Carson Kroll, and Jackson Kudera in that game. For the team, though, was not a great night from the free throw line, and that could have greatly affected that game. The top shooter from the charity stripe in that game was Kudera, who went 2 for 3. So under 67% Yankton shot. And definitely something the Bucks will look to improve tonight. They did shoot, it was 6 for 12 to be exact on free throw shooting. 50% from the line. And really, in a game like that Mitchell game, they could have used a few extra points there. So for the Bucks, they look to get back rolling with their last win and lone win of the season coming against Aberdeen Central. That was on a Saturday out shortly after Christmas break, in which the Bucks and Gazelles were split up. And the Bucks were at home. The Gazelles were on the road. We were happy to have live coverage of both of them. We'll look now at some other games going on in the state. Starting in girls AA today, O'Gorman defeated Sioux Falls, Washington 72-35. Brandon Valley taking on Croft in Nebraska. Brandon Valley leads 27-15 with 4 minutes left in the first half. Sioux Falls Roosevelt is set to play Mitchell, Aberdeen Central to play Watertown, and Sturgis Brown to play Rapid City Stevens. In boys AA, O'Gorman and Sioux Falls, Washington will hit the floor at 7 o'clock in Sioux Falls, Washington. Watertown, who's receiving votes, will travel into Aberdeen Central. Watertown 6-1 this year. Aberdeen Central 1-5. And then in a good game, Mitchell against Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Mitchell receiving votes. Sioux Falls Roosevelt listed as the number 2 team on the polls, and that is at 7. Pierre TF Riggs will take on T-Area. T-Area receiving votes. Of course, here tonight, the Bucks hosting the Huron Tigers, who are 5th in the South Dakota Media Prep poll. Brandon Valley will take on Harrisburg. Brandon Valley at 3-4. Harrisburg, the 3rd-ranked team on the South Dakota Media Prep poll, at 4-2. And then finally tonight, listed at 9 o'clock, Rapid City Stevens will host Sturgis Brown. Rapid City Stevens at 3-6. Sturgis Brown at 3-4. On the floor here, you can hear the Yankton High School Pep Band playing the Yankton Fight Song as they've got the flag on the big screen here. We'll have your national anthem coming up just moments away, and we always love to keep it here for the national anthem to honor America, and the Yankton High School Pep Band will be here to play that. Again, coming up, our starting lineups brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. And then time for tip-off on the floor. For the Bucks, they're in their home white jerseys, white shorts trimmed out in red. On the opposite side for the Huron Tigers, all orange jersey and shorts trimmed out in black and white. As the Pep Band has just finished their playing, we get closer and closer here to the national anthem on the floor. Again, we'll just keep it here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube to honor America, with game time just moments away as the Bucks looking for their 2nd win of the season. Huron looking to bounce back and get into their winning ways. Again, they started out 4-0, dropping one of their last 2 now. And here on the floor, your national anthem. Again on the floor, you just heard the national anthem that's performed by the Yankton High School Pep Band, doing a great job as always, as it is time for your starting lineups on the floor, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For all your heating and cooling needs, it's Larry's Heating and Cooling, anytime, any day. We'll start with the visitors in orange, the Huron Tigers. They come into this one coached by Tim Budenhagen and a 5-2 record. Sophomore guard at 6'5", averaging 9.5 points per game. It's number 20, Miles Elwine. Senior guard, 6 feet tall, 4 points per game, and 16 assists on the season. Number 23, Mason Jurgens. Junior forward at 6'8", 13.5 points per game, 37 rebounds. Number 40, it's Davis Chase. Freshman forward at 6.5 feet tall, 9 points per game. It's number 50, Carter Porish. And to round off the Tigers lineups, senior guard, 6 feet, 10 inches tall, 21 points per game, 52 rebounds, and 31 assists this season. It's number 30, Blake Elwine. It's now time to meet your Yankton Bucks starting lineup for tonight, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion.
Beck Reichen, number 2, guard. Owen Isnes, number 3, guard. Jackson Kudra, number 4, guard.
Tegan LaCroix, number 11, guard.
Austin Conway, number 52, center.
And back to the floor as they wrap up the starting lineups on the floor here. The Yankton Bucks hosting the Huron Tigers. The Bucks looking for their second win of the year. Huron has only lost twice. It's been a good start to the season for their squad. But, you know, just in talking with head coach Tim Buddenhagen, you could tell that he has high aspirations for this team. When you're not sounding very satisfied with 5-2, it tells me that you've got a very good team. And I think that's exactly what it is here with the Tigers. They've got high hopes for the season, and the Bucks are hoping to kind of derail that here tonight to get back rolling on their season. Both teams have made it out onto the floor as we load up our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard on Yankton streaming on YouTube. Jackson Kudra in the center circle. He'll jump against Blake Elwine, senior for the Tigers. There is a 9-inch difference in height between these two on the listed sheet. Ball is up, and not surprisingly, Blake Elwine and the Tigers will start with the basketball in this one. Moving left to right, the Tigers start with it. Juergens gets stop up top. Dishes it as the Tigers move it beyond the perimeter. It's where the Bucks want them to keep it. Moving into the lane, a spin move, rising up with his left hand. No good on the shot from Davis Chase. Austin Conway pulls it in, and Yankton headed the other way on their first offensive set of the night. Tegan LaCroix wanted the pump fake, instead gives it up Kudra. Kudra bounces it up now to Conway. To Eidsness now. Owen pulls it back out, and it moves around the horn. Kudra wants the corner three and gets the scoring started. Jackson Kudra from downtown, and the Bucks lead early in this one. Down low, it's moved for the Tigers. No good on the shot. Elwine the rebound. His second attempt no good. So Yankton with back-to-back stops and a 3-0 lead 1 minute into this one against the Huron Tigers. Moving with it, Beck Reichen drives to the lane. It doesn't fall, but he's fouled, and free throws coming up. I think this gym would have erupted had he made an and one, as it was pretty loud just off of that first three-pointer made. Has some excitement on Yankton's side. Now, Coach Buddenhagen did say for the Tigers, teams like Yankton are the ones who have kind of given them trouble, the fast, smaller teams that like to push the pace. And so Yankton trying to do just that. Reichen knocks in the first of 2 free throws, and the foul was on Mason Juergens. It's the first foul in the game. Beck Reichen buries the second of 2, and Yankton up to a 5-0 lead early in this one. 6:40 to play here in our first quarter. Driving with it, down low, off the glass. No, Miles Elwine can't get it. Conway with another rebound, and Yankton a chance to make this a 3-possession game. Beck Reichen gets stopped way beyond the perimeter, looking for anything as he works against Blake Elwine. Gives it up Kudra, and then Kudra out of bounds. A turnover by this Bucks offense. So the Tigers get their first stop on defense, driving with it. Davis Chase up above, and talk about a height advantage. Davis Chase scores it at 6'8", got it above Tegan LaCroix, who's listed at 5'10". A bounce pass down low. Conway got his guy in the air, off the glass, and puts it in. Beck Reichen, his second dish of the night. A great start here for the Bucks as Owen Isnes pokes it free to the hands of Beck Reichen. Beck Reichen nearly gave it right back to Huron. The Bucks, though, lucky to keep this one alive. On the far side beyond the perimeter is Beck Reichen. Up top moves it Kudra. Kudra gives it right back as Reichen takes it out to the logo. Reichen is stopped, gives it up, Kudera. Round the horn before they get it into Conway. 8 seconds to shoot now for the Bucks as Eidsness drives it into the lane, fades it back, gets the kind iron. Yankton looking great to start this one. 9-2, they're up 7. Anderson Porish is in for the Tigers. Has the basketball, got cut off baseline. Up top, a three-point attempt. Miles Elwine. Nothing but net. Again, if you're Yankton's defense, you're probably okay with that shot. Now, you don't want to give up open looks from downtown, but with their height of Huron, as that pass taken the other way, you can't let them work it down low. And now a foul going to be called on Kudera as Blake Elwine was driving to the basket. Kudera tried to set up the charge. Instead, he's tagged with his first personal. And now taken out is Anderson Porish with Carter Porish in his place. Tigers with the basketball to inbound. Up top they move it and then right back down low. Elwine, Davis Chase, their 6'8 starter rather than their 6'10 starter scoring it. 9-7, Huron has closed that gap, and now a bounce pass to Eidsness sneaks through and out of bounds. So Yankton, a couple of turnovers here on offense, and the Tigers now with a chance to either tie or take the lead as right out of the gates the Bucks got the scoring started. On the near side, beyond the perimeter, Blake Elwine drives it, and it's stripped away. Kudera ended up with it. Now Beck Reichen up ahead, leaves the layup short. The Yankton crowd wants a foul. They are not going to get one. Davis Chase drives it baseline, wraps it around, no. Bucks turn it right back over and thrown down. Blake Elwine, the two-handed jam. It is tied up now, 3:50 to play in the first quarter, 9-9. Owen Eidsness bolts up ahead. His pass to Conway was knocked out of bounds. Carter Porish, a great job of not allowing that one through. Would have been an easy 2 for Austin Conway. For the Bucks, the scoring has been spread out. Kudera leads the way with 3 points. No one else has more than 2. LaCroix finds Beck Reichen on the far side. Pump fakes, takes a screen up top. Kudera fakes the 3. They work it down low, Conway. Conway works his way into the lane, gets some separation and sinks it. Austin Conway working against 6'8 Davis Chase, but using that all-state offensive lineman ability to out-muscle Chase down low. Yankton back in the lead, 11-9 with 3:05 to play in the first quarter. Driving, and a nice dish and feed there. Carter Porish to the hands of Mason Juergens. A nice-looking offense there from the Tigers. The Bucks move it up the floor quickly. Jackson Kudera with it on the near side. Works it down low, looking for anything. Takes the shot, and it's too much on it. Kudera nearly got that tough one to fall. Bounced around a couple times before not falling. And now driving down low, Conway strips it away. Conway and the Bucks back on offense. 2:30 to play in the first quarter. We're tied up 11 apiece. Tegan LaCroix bolts by his defender, high off the glass and in. Every Bucks starter has now scored in this one. 13-11, Yankton leads Huron. As Yankton, Tegan LaCroix pokes the ball free, it goes out of bounds, but Coach Haynes looks very pleased with his team's effort on defense so far tonight. In for the Bucks, Grady Walder, Miles Drotzman, and Abe O'Brien. On the floor now for the Tigers, back in is Anderson Porish, a 6'6 forward, averaging 5.5 points per game. From downtown, Elwine can't get that one to fall. Owen Eidsness takes it the other direction, moves it quickly. The Bucks now slow it down, set up an offense. Grady Walder back up top, Beck Reichen. 1:48 to play here in the first quarter of action. Beck Reichen moves it up to the perimeter. Now to Drotzman. 15 to shoot for the Bucks on this possession. Eidsness fakes the three, takes the screen up to the elbow, moves it. Now it's back out. Abe O'Brien downtown, misses that one. A bad pass for the Tigers, and it ends up going out of bounds. Last touch by Huron, and an unforced turnover by the Tigers. Juergens hit the deck hard, and he'll be checked out now in place of Chase Schuchart. Some full court pressure here from the Tigers. They've done it most of the game, and it's been fairly effective. Up ahead, the Bucks move it. Miles Drotzman with it. Tries driving it baseline, wraps it around, gives it up. Abe O'Brien up top. Beck Reichen had all day. Just off target by a hair. Elwine drives with it through the traffic. No, gets his offensive rebound. Goes back up with it, misses again. And the third attempt he's going to get as Coach Haynes is going to call a timeout, our first of the game. It's a Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. Locally owned for 4 generations, call them for water softening and purification. Salt, reverse osmosis needs, and bottled water. That's Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton. We'll keep it here as it was only a 30-second timeout. 13-13. It is tied up here with 55 seconds to play. On paper, the Bucks a disadvantage compared to Huron just simply because of the size of the Tigers. But so far tonight, it has not mattered, and the Bucks have themselves tied up late in the first. And it's really just been a collective group effort, as their leading scorer right now is Conway with 4, Cooter has 3, Tegan LaCroix 2, Owen Eidsness 2, and Beck Reichen 2. Bucks are able to break the full court pressure this time. Owen Eidsness has it beyond the arc. Swings it, Miles Drotzman, open 3, bangs it in! Miles Drotzman puts his team up 3. An exciting one here in Yankton so far tonight. The Tigers with it. Shot clock and game clock are separated by 4.5 seconds. Up top with it is Miles Elwine. Tigers are chewing the clock here. 16-13, they trail. Carter Porish with it. Hands it off Miles Elwine. Beyond the perimeter is where they move it, and now a swing across for the tie. Downtown, it's in. Miles Elwine knots it back up. Beck Reichen trying to move quickly, gives it up. Owen Eidsness, the running half-court shot leaves it short, and we are tied up after 1 quarter of play. It's 16-16. The Bucks and the Tigers all even up after 8. We'll be back in a moment here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
Slumberland Furniture at 2401 Broadway in Yankton, home of Kirkland Furniture Group's bedroom groups by Laguna and dining sets by Tower and Catadel. They're also the only place to offer furniture by Flex Steel and the biggest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. The Mattress Gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the all-new Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress. Slumberland Furniture, dining, bedroom sets, and mattresses in Yankton.
Back on the floor, 8 minutes to go in our first half of action. 16-16, 14 minutes into this game in real live time. Bucks will start with the basketball in the second quarter. Tegan LaCroix drives with it, found some space, but the fading floater won't go. With it here, Blake Elwine swings it across to Miles Elwine. Right back to Blake it goes. Blake finds himself with an immediate double, loses the basketball. Kudera ends up with it. The Bucks want to move quickly with it as Kudera bounce pass to Tegan LaCroix. Got the defender in the air, scores it. Yankton leads early in the second quarter. Jab step towards the baseline from Anderson Porish. Instead, cross-court pass. Up top, they move it. Elwine for the lead. No. Eidsness brings it in for Yankton and moves it quickly. Tegan LaCroix now with it right back to Eidsness. From the top of the arc, Owen, a head pump fake. As we're a minute into the second quarter, and a cutting Cooter, wide open, scores it. What a game for Yankton's offense so far. 20 points already with 6:45 to play in our first half. A 4-point lead is now driving it is Anderson Porish. He's fouled as this time Miles Drotzman tried drawing the charge. And I tell you what, the only 2 fouls on Yankton so far are them trying to draw charges. Those are fouls that Coach Haynes is probably okay with. This time it will be a shooting foul, though, and the first free throws for Huron of the night belong to Anderson Porish, the junior forward. First one bounces around and in. Makes this a 1-possession game. And the next one, too much on it. Yankton will pull it in and take it the other way. Eidsness with it, and now a foul. It's going to be before the shot, which did fall, but Yankton inbound here. Tegan LaCroix looking for anybody to get it into. It's going to be a 5-second violation and turns it over to the Tigers. So Huron a chance to tie it or to cut into this Yankton lead. The foul, by the way, was on Miles Elwine on that inbound play. Down low, Huron moves it. The fader, no good. Miles Drotzman brings it in. Yankton is playing hard right now. You can tell they want to get their season back on track. LaCroix drove it in and then gave it up. Now out to Drotzman. Drotzman takes a screen from Conway, brings it baseline. Back out beyond the perimeter with under 6 to play. Eidsness settles for the 3! Knocks it in the defender's face! Yankton finds themselves up 6. 5:45 to go. Eidsness got a hand on it, but recovered nicely there by Blake Elwine. Elwine into the lane, drives it, no good. A fight for the rebound, and now Tegan LaCroix's got it. Tegan LaCroix wants to bring it coast to coast, dishes it out. It's deflected, but gets to the hands of Kudera. Kudera, pump fake from Eidsness. Now Kudera wants a 3. Top of the arc, no. Rebound goes Huron's way, but Yankton has some energy and is well and alive in this one. Down low, it's moved, bounced off the knee of Davis Chase. A turnover, Yankton basketball. What a game so far for Coach Haynes and his squad, as we've got another timeout, this time taken by Coach Budenhagen of the Tigers. We'll take it and be back in 30 seconds. Doctors Lane, Reed, and Cole Swatsky make up the SWAT Chiropractic team. Check out their new location at 2000 Summit Street, Yankton, South Dakota. At SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, they'll treat your neck and back pain, headaches and migraines, plantar fasciitis, sciatica, sports injuries, elbow, knee, rotator cuff, nerve injuries, and more. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy. Let them get you ready for wherever life leads you. 5:13 to play in the first half of action. It is 23-17. Yankton leads this one. And out of the timeout, it is Bucks basketball. And they will slowly move the ball down the floor. Tigers, for majority of that first half, we're giving them a full court pressure, backed off this time. We've crossed the 5-minute mark now. Austin Conway finger rolls it out to Drotzman. Drotzman to Reichen, who wants to bring it to the lane. Lost the basketball, tries diving on it, but it goes the other direction. Tigers moving quickly on offense. Miles Elwine up ahead on the floor. Gives it up to Anderson Porish. Now driving and putting it down with 2 is Blake Elwine. Blake Elwine, his second dunk of the night already. Austin Conway has it. He's working against Davis, puts him on the ground but can't finish. Gets the offensive rebound and keeps the possession alive. Out to Tegan LaCroix, downtown, too much on it. And now Kudera, I believe, is going to be called with an over the back. The Yankton crowd doesn't love the call, but I do believe that is the right call. Had it not been called, though, would have been another Yankton offensive board. Drotzman and Eidsness forcing some full court pressure on the Tigers. Anderson Porish gets it into the lane. The runner, no. Offensive rebound, and the second attempt there is good for Davis Chase. Just like that, we're back to a 2-point difference. Halfway through our second quarter, Bucks lead at 23-21. LaCroix gives it up. Kudera now out to Drotzman. Eidsness wants another triple, leaves it short. With the defender in his face, just couldn't quite get it the second time. Up ahead, Huron moves it. Mason Juergens back in for the Tigers after falling hard earlier. From downtown, in and out, that 3 goes from the hands of Davis Chase. Drotzman and the Bucks bring it in. And on the floor, another timeout called, this time again by Coach Haynes, who will now have 3 timeouts out of the break. A Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break when we return.
My name is Taylor Reining, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. So Elkhorn Valley Bank is different from other institutions because we value our customers and we want them to feel valued. Our customers will walk in the door and we'll greet them by name. We know who their kids are, we know what their background is, we can ask them how things are going, and we pick up where we left off from the last time that they were in. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
What a game here tonight so far. 3:23 to play in our first half. It's 23-21. Yankton leads with the basketball on our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. Kudera gives it up Eidsness. He wants to take it down low. Then kicks it out. Now, after being batted around off of Kudera's hands and out of bounds. Get our scoreboard brought to you by the Fox Stop of Yankton at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton. A full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizza, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump, gas and diesel fuel, firewood, and propane exchange. Under 3 minutes to play in our first half. Yankton hanging on to a 2-point lead, but Huron trying to knot this one up. Mason Juergens has it on the far side, gives it up Anderson Porish. Now working it down low, they give it up Elwine. Didn't get it on his first 2 attempts, but his third will drop with the foul. Blake Elwine scores it as Tegan LaCroix picks up his first personal, team's third in the quarter. Blake Elwine at the free throw line. For his one free throw, it falls, and Huron does lead as Davis Chase checks back in. Blake Elwine, the senior guard at 6'10", I was told is pacing to break the school's record for scoring, their all-time record, and who holds it? None other than his own dad. So basketball certainly runs in their family, and Blake Elwine also a South Dakota State commit after he wraps up his senior year with Huron. Yankton now trails 1 with the basketball on offense. Tegan LaCroix lost the basketball, dives on it. It's just a pile up here, and it'll be a jump ball. Coach Haynes doesn't like that. Not sure if he's unhappy with the refs or his team, but it just ended up being a dog pile on the one floor. And we'll turn the basketball over for the Tigers on the possession arrow. Possession arrow flips now as 2:20 to play in the first half. That one knocked out of bounds. Bucks got a hand on it. Goes out of bounds. Carter Porish to the bench. Anderson Porish in his place for Huron. Tigers really haven't led hardly at all this game, but a 1-point lead here, and the inbound pass was picked off initially, then knocked out of bounds by Davis Chase. A great job by Tegan LaCroix to get his hands on it. And now the call will flip. They're going to say it's Huron basketball. So as of now, Tigers will inbound it. They've got 24 seconds to shoot. Anderson Porish to inbound it. Blake Elwine drawing a double. Downtown, the three-pointer, Miles Elwine, no good. Bucks with it, Kudera at the elbow, moves it to the lane and just sails his pass out of bounds. If you're tuned in on Classic Hits 106.3 and would like to watch this game live, it's live on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. I'm Zach Spear alongside Tristan Nelson, helping run the camera and stream tonight. Thanks for tuning in for what has been a great first half of basketball so far. 24-23, Huron now leads with a minute 45 to go. Mason Juergens swings it down low. Anderson Porish trying to work against Kudera, gives it up. Blake Elwine. Elwine trying to post up Conway. The fader couldn't tell if it was good or if it was it was either an air ball or a swish. It was hard to tell, and I think it was short, but the whistle did blow and a foul is called on Conway, and it will be 2 free throws coming up for Blake Elwine, who's already up to 9 points in tonight's game. So the shot was short again. It was tough to tell. The net just moved a little bit, made it kind of look like it somehow went in. Huron now up 2 points after the first free throw drops. Blake Elwine in double-digit scoring early here tonight. Goes 2 for 2 on that trip to the line, and Yankton back in action on offense. Beck Reichen moves it up ahead. Now on the near side, Tegan LaCroix. Conway had the ball knocked out, and that one will be whistled for a foul as Mason Juergens got a good chunk of Conway's arm. Juergens' second personal, team second as well. Now in for the first time of the night for Huron is James Schultz Jr., the junior guard, who averages 2.5 points per game. Conway hands it off after the inbound, right back to Beck Reichen. A near full shot clock here for Yankton, so they don't have to hurry with it. Tegan LaCroix takes a screen from Kudera, but gets cut off. Kudera now gives it up. Eidsness, up top they move it. Beck Reichen wants to drive with it. The layup bounces around and doesn't drop. Nearly the acrobatic finish for Beck Reichen, and instead it's Tigers basketball. A 3-point deficit for Yankton. Blake Elwine has it way downtown. He's covered by Beck Reichen. He picked up his dribble, now gives it in. Chase with it, swings it out to Schultz Jr., gets it right back now at the top of the key. Yankton not giving up much here as Schultz Jr. gets by, floats it up, and in for a score. Huron with their biggest lead of the night. It's 28-23, a 5-point difference. Yankton trails, 18 seconds to play in the first half, and a chance for the final shot attempt here in Yankton. Reichen near the logo with 11 seconds to play now. Usually around the 10-second mark is when you set up your play, and that's what Yankton did. 5 to shoot here. Oh, and Eidsness, the step back, no good. Blake Elwine got the rebound and is unable to get the half-court heave up in time. And we will close up our first half of action. It's 28-23. The Huron Tigers lead the Yankton Bucks here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Coming up, our Vichay Yankton halftime show, our halftime Beyond the Game, which is brought to you by Kalen's Indoor Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, halftime stats, and all of what's going on coming up.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vichay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vichay by visiting VichayCareers.com. Vichay is an equal opportunity employer. Vichay, the DNA of tech.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
I should have had those brakes checked at Graham Tire. It's all about safety. Tire mounting, balancing, wheel alignment, and shocks and struts and batteries, oil changes, and lube service. Graham Tire does these every day. And there's over an acre of tires. Graham Tire has them all, big and small. Tires for cars, trucks, campers, trailers, big rigs, and tracks. Honesty and integrity is a matter of pride since 1951. Graham Tire, Yankton.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-run for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. This day and age, everyone is so eager to have an immediate response with a quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time and evaluate your assets and make sure you are properly insured. We take those what-ifs very seriously. As we continue on our family business with hopes of our children, Brooke or Jet, taking over in the future, we will continue to be there for you always. Come be a part of our family. Midwest Insurance Agency, 3016 Piper Street, Yankton.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
Now time for the Vichay Yankton Halftime Show. Vichay, define the world's future. Vichay electronic components bring to life the world's most important products. Products that touch lives everywhere, every day. Vichay, building the DNA of tech. Now, back to courtside for all the game trends, stats, and more.
And on our Vichay Yankton halftime show, 28-23, the Huron Tigers took the lead here in the first half over the Yankton Bucks, but Yankton making things interesting here on the floor tonight. Again, size has been a huge difference. And the thing is, Huron has definitely out-rebounded Yankton, especially on the offensive glass. That's just going to be how it is when you've got a player at 6'10 and 6'8. Your halftime stats in this one, Beck Reichen with 2 points, 2 assists, and a steal. Owen Eidnes with 5 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Jackson Cooter, 5 points, an assist, and 2 steals. He does have 2 fouls. We'll keep an eye on that. Tegan LaCroix with 4 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Austin Conway with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. And that is it for your Yankton starters in the game. Then off the bench, Miles Drotzman with 3 points and 2 rebounds. We've also seen Abe O'Brien and Grady Walder in the game for the Bucks. Have not recorded a stat yet, though. Again, we sit at 28-23, your halftime score. The Huron Tigers leading the Yankton Bucks. It's now time for your halftime Beyond the Game, brought to you by Kalen's Indoor Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. When you want comfort, you want Kalen's. So outside of basketball here at the school, a Tuesday night here, it's all basketball pretty much, and then some wrestling as well. Tomorrow on Wednesday, a middle school 8th grade Yankton High School registration meeting. That'll take place at the Middle School Lecture Hall and Theater from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then into Thursday the 15th, some middle school basketball and wrestling. On Friday, there will be a debate varsity invitational. That is the Silver Bowl at Sioux Falls Lincoln. Time to be determined, probably an all-day event. There will be wrestling and gymnastics, and of course, a basketball doubleheader that we'll be covering on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube, as the Bucks and Gazelles will host the Watertown Arrows. Then into the weekend, debate continues that Silver Bowl at Sioux Falls Lincoln High School. There will also be high school all-state band auditions at Augustana at 8:15 in the morning. Into next week on Monday, there will be gymnastics, both a JV and varsity duel. That will do it for Monday. And a week from today on Tuesday, high school choir booster club meeting at the high school chorus room 177 from 5:30 to 6:30. There'll be some wrestling and then plenty of basketball, as it'll be the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles both in action but split up. Gazelles at Sioux Falls Jefferson at 7, and the Bucks at home hosting Sioux Falls Jefferson. Both games at 7. Both games will be covered on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. We'll let you know which one will be on Classic Hits 106.3, barring no USD athletics going on as well. Only a couple minutes before the second half tips off. When we return, we'll close out our Vichet Yankton halftime show, and then a great game all on the way on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kalen's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kalen's to anyone.
As we continually strive to improve the quality of service we provide the Yankton community, the Garden of Memory Cemetery and Winston Ray Funeral Home are pleased to announce the completion of a brand new columbarium. This columbarium is constructed of granite, designed to withstand the test of time. It is for those families choosing cremation and features above-ground outdoor niches, which includes a bronze plaque to memorialize your loved one, as well as indoor glass front niches where families can create a unique memorial with pictures or other family heirlooms. For more information, please give us a call at the Winston Ray Funeral Home in Yankton.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
If you're into hunting, fishing, towing, or just want to blaze the trail, All Seasons has ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and scooters from quality brands like Honda, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Needing watercraft? All Seasons has a large selection of quality boats and wave runners, and we take pride in service after the sale. We have friendly certified technicians that will winterize, summarize, diagnose, and repair your power sports equipment. In business for over 20 years for good reasons. We're All Seasons, Power Sports and Marine in Yankton.
Do you like to read? I love to read. So does Raven Books, your unique bookstore in Yankton, where you'll find thousands of books from brand new to gently used oldies but goodies, all at unbeatable prices. Trade in your old favorites for credit and be able to explore something new. Whether you're a casual reader or a bookworm, Raven Books is your next chapter, located at 804 Bill Baggs Road. Raven Books, where every book finds a home.
And back on the floor as we close out our Vacher Yankton halftime show. The buzzer sounds, and 8 minutes put back on the clock for the start of the third quarter, in which the Huron Tigers lead the Yankton Bucks 28-23. And Yankton looking to close that gap now. The Bucks led for majority, probably a good 75% of the first half. But late in the second quarter, Huron got things rolling on offense when was able to take that lead. Bucks will start with the basketball out of the break, and our third quarter of action officially underway. Tegan LaCroix crosses the timeline and moves it up the floor quickly for Yankton. Swings it out, and Yankton back in action. Conway with the spin. He gets stopped, tries to hit Beck Reichen out of his hands. Luckily, Yankton ends back up with it. Beck Reichen, corner three, goes in and out. That one halfway down, and now Owen Eisnes, the strip on Mason Juergens. Last touch by Juergens. What a defensive play right there by Owen Eisnes. Eisnes, a player I mentioned to Coach Haynes as really the standout defensive player for this Bucks team, as he averages around 3 steals a game. Tegan LaCroix got some spacing down low and just sent that jumper way too high. Tigers now slow it down on their offensive side. Blake Elwine swings it up top to Miles Elwine. And for the Tigers, looking to extend their lead. This is their largest lead of the night. By 5, they lead a minute into our third quarter. Davis Chase swings it cross court. He gets it back. Now over to Blake Elwine. 5 to shoot. They move it down low. Anderson Porish draws a crowd, and he'll miss the jumper. Conway, his 5th rebound of the night. No score yet in our third quarter here. Beck Reichen gives it up to Conway, who stands beyond the perimeter. Now to Kudera. Kudera to Reichen. Now Eisnes up top. Way downtown. Off the front iron it goes. Tigers want to move it quickly. Blake Elwine crosses up Yankton. No good on the quick shot, but an easy rebound and 2 for Davis Chase right after. The Tigers have extended their lead to 7 here with 6:05 to play in our third quarter of action. Kudera has the basketball for Yankton as he works against Blake Elwine, trying to get some spacing. Goes up, but just too much on it. Kudera fearless as Davis Chase moves it quickly off the glass and in. And now Coach Haynes of the Bucks wants a timeout to talk things over. A hot start out of the break for the Tigers. It's 32-23. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back.
Weather around here gets pretty crazy. Are you sure the weather hasn't caused damage to your roof? Let Justice at H&H Roofing in Yankton take any roof damage worries away. He'll come and inspect your roof. Even if you've had an inspection, get a second opinion or re-inspection for your peace of mind. H&H Roofing has built their reputation on working to satisfy homeowners for years. Family owned and operated. H&H Roofing is bonded and insured. Contact Justice today.
5:47 to play in our third quarter of action. It's now 32-23 with the Tigers leading Yankton. Yankton came out of this game looking great, and since about that halfway point of the second quarter, Huron has really started to take advantage of their size in this game. Bucks trail 9 with the basketball. 5:42 to play in the third. Beck Reichen has it, drives with it over the defender, off the glass and in. It's the first score of the third quarter for Yankton, and Beck Reichen, his first field goal of the night. Maybe not the smartest shot, but doesn't matter if you make it. It's Blake Elwine. Well, he wanted the extra, hung on the rim. He missed the dunk, hung on the rim, and Coach Haynes wants a technical. Coach Haynes wants a technical, and I don't think he's going to get it. He hung on the rim, and when the ball bounced up, went to grab it and tried tipping it back in. And now he's going to call the official over, and the Yankton student section chanting, "Tee him up." Not sure if Coach Haynes is going to get his way, and he's not going to. So the Bucks will just be forced to inbound it. A technical would have been free throws for Yankton and possession. It could have been just the jump start that the Bucks needed to get right back into this one, down 7. Tegan LaCroix with it, picks up his dribble over across to Eisnes. Eisnes spins it, now a cross-court pass over to Tegan LaCroix, a dangerous pass, and the foul going to be called on Mason Juergens, who now has 3 on him. Bucks get the inbound in. Tegan LaCroix gets it right back after he did the inbounding. Stopped at the elbow. And gets it back from Conway after a quick break. Up top, moves it. Miles Drotzman, high up, a swish for the 3. Miles Drotzman puts it in. His second triple of the night. 32-28, back down to a 4-point game and an offensive foul against the Tigers. The foul goes against Blake Elwine. That'll be his first, team's second. But Yankton right back into this one, only down 4. LaCroix moves it across the timeline, got a screen from Drotzman. Instead, out to Kudera, moved it. Again, back to LaCroix, takes the elbow jumper, a tough shot, and well defended by the Tigers there. Blake Elwine tries driving it, lost the basketball, fight for it now, swings it across to the far side. Miles Elwine short on the triple, but an offensive board for the Tigers. Anderson Porish up and in. This has just been a battle here tonight between these two teams. Abe O'Brien checks in at the scorer table as Kudera drives in, and his shot denied by Blake Elwine. Tigers a 6-point lead, and they move it down the floor. Up across, they move it. Miles Elwine, a 3-point attempt, short again. Eisnes now his 5th rebound. Up ahead moves it LaCroix. LaCroix dishes it back out, but Blake Elwine was just standing there waiting for it. Elwine through the contact, no good, and now the Bucks pull it in. Yankton wants to move it up the floor quickly, and now a far side pass to Kudera. Kudera gets the defender in the air, high up, no good on the shot, and the ball knocked out. Last touch by Huron. An exciting one here tonight. And checking in for Yankton is Abe O'Brien and Grady Walder as Owen Eisnes and Jackson Kudera head to the bench. 3:13 now to play in our third quarter. Chase Schuchart in for the Tigers. Drotzman to inbound for Yankton. He gets it in to LaCroix. LaCroix up top. Walder pump fakes it, decides against the 3-point attempt. LaCroix dishes it out. Abe O'Brien, a bounce pass to Conway. Conway nearly wasn't ready for it. Now down low, Miles Drotzman somehow gets it above Blake Elwine. Drotzman leads the way with 8 points for the Bucks. 34-30, Huron leads, 2:45 to play in our third quarter. Juergens up top to Blake Elwine. Elwine loses the basketball. It's into the hands of LaCroix. Yankton a chance to make it a 1-possession game. Abe O'Brien takes it down low on the baseline, and a foul going to be called here on Huron. Carter Porish picks up his first, team's third. Yankton no fouls here in the third quarter. They've been clean. Grady Walder has it, swings it up top to Abe O'Brien. Now on the near side to Drotzman. With a hand in his face, Walder looking for any attempt at a 3, but his size disadvantage is not helping. 17 to shoot here for Yankton as Conway brings it down low, fades it, off the front iron it goes. Now the Tigers quickly on offense. 2 minutes to play in our third quarter. And a foul going to be called on Yankton. That will be their first foul. Tegan LaCroix picks up his second. As the Tigers inbound it and continue on offense. And now a foul going to be called on Abe O'Brien. He can't believe it. Abe O'Brien immediately had a big reaction. It'll be his first personal, now team second. Owen Eidsness is checked back in place of Austin Conway. Yankton remains on defense and a fresh shot clock for the Tigers. They get a quick inbound and an easy two for Davis Chase. Chase just wrapped around, got the ball right on the post with no one in his way. On the far side, Owen Eidsness drives it into the lane. He gets stopped and just has to float it out. Lucky to get it to the hands of Grady Walder. Ball knocked out of bounds, touched by the Tigers last. Stays with Yankton, 18 to shoot here. Inbound gets into Abe O'Brien. Ball is now on the floor. Fight for it and ends up with Huron. Davis Chase gets it. Now moving up the floor is Blake Elwine. Drives with it. He's hit hard on the shot attempt. Free throws coming up. Jackson Cooter will check in for Yankton. Tegan LaCroix now with his third personal. This late in the game with only 80 seconds to play in the third quarter, probably not too worried. But should he get another one, then you got to start thinking about putting him to the bench. We'll see if that's who Cooter is coming in for anyways. Blake Elwine good on the first of two. And Abe O'Brien checks out in place of Cooter. Back up to a 7-point lead now here for Huron as Yankton looks for a good last 80 seconds to try and narrow this one heading into our final 8 minutes. Elwine good on the next as well. He's now up to 13 in the game, Blake Elwine, and leads scoring. He averages 21 points per game. Again, an SDSU commit for this Huron squad. LaCroix had it, fell down, was able to just in time get rid of the basketball. Yankton lucky to still have possession here. Up top, it's LaCroix to Drotzman. 14 to shoot as Drotzman into the lane, sends the shot up. The foul's going to be on the floor, but it's against the Tigers. Ball stays with Yankton. Carter Porish picks up his second personal. Again, 4 fouls now on Huron. Any more will put Yankton in the bonus. LaCroix inbounding it, and it's deflected, taken away by Huron. A low-scoring third quarter here for Yankton. They've only put in 7. Anderson Porish cross to Davis Chase. He's stopped, baseline, spins in. No good, ball knocked out of bounds. It's Yankton basketball. Austin Conway to the scorer's table, and Coach Haynes taking his time deciding who's checking out, and it will be Owen Eidsness. Chase Shukart checks out for Huron, and Blake Elwine in his place. An 8-point game here. This one will be exciting in our fourth quarter of action. Up ahead, the Bucks move it quickly. Drotzman stops, gives it out. Tegan LaCroix short on the triple. Yankton's shooting has cooled down drastically here in the third quarter. Blake Elwine with it, nearing the Yankton Y, and Tegan LaCroix got a hand on it, poked it free, but Elwine kept it, drives, scores it, and the foul. Elwine gets the foul, gets the bucket, and the foul goes against Grady Walder, who picks up his first of the game. It is a double-digit lead now favoring the Tigers. 10.5 seconds to play in our third quarter. Yankton will have a chance for a final shot unless Huron gets an offensive rebound here. Elwine for the three-point play. No good. Kudra brings it in. Yankton moves quickly up the floor. Bounce pass to Conway. Conway no good on the jumper. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Tiger basketball. Now, that was a great look. Yankton, a nice job to get a good-looking last shot. Just couldn't get it to fall. Huron chucks it in, and it just goes out of bounds. Now Yankton with 1.3 seconds on their own side of the floor. Gives you just enough time to inbound it, maybe a pump fake, and the shot. We'll see what Yankton can do here. They trail 10, any points they could really use. Inbounding it, they quick get it back in as taking the shot. Beck Reichen drew the foul, I believe. They will say Beck Reichen drew the foul. He's headed to the free throw line as the buzzer sounded. And now a discussion between the refs. Reichen did a nice job of selling that. I'm not going to say there wasn't a foul, but maybe put a little extra on it to make it seem like he was fouled harder than maybe he initially was. We'll see, though, if we got free throws, if we're just sending it to the fourth quarter. Both teams are huddled up, and they'll stay with the call. Beck Reichen's got some free throws coming up, and really for Yankton, that is huge just to get a positive to close out the third quarter. Now it's up to Beck Reichen to sink them. No one will even line up as the buzzer sounded, I believe. It's just zeros on the clock. And I think they're just going to, no, they'll put 0.1 seconds on. These feel like bigger free throws than you would think in a third quarter as Beck Reichen knocks in the first of two. He's up to 5 points. But if you can just get a little bit closer to the Tigers entering that fourth quarter, it's a very good Huron team. Reichen's next one, a swish. So the free throw shooting has improved for Yankton here in this game from last. Beck Reichen now 4 for 4 at the charity stripe, and they'll just wrap up our third quarter of play. It's 40-32 on our Fox stop of Yankton scoreboard. When we return, the Tigers lead, but the Bucks certainly in this one.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
Do you realize what your Yankton Hy-Vee has to offer? Aisles online, delivery, catering, fresh floral and bakery departments, pharmacy with drive-up, and online prescription refills, Hy-Vee Health Market, dietitian service, fresh seafood department, U.S. Postal Substation, take and bake for breakfast, and family meal deals. Yes, all that and more is at your Yankton Hy-Vee, located on the corner of 21st Street and Broadway Avenue in Yankton.
3 quarters down, 1 to go here on the floor. 40-32. Yankton trails Huron, and a good one here tonight in Yankton. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Zach Spear alongside Tristan Nelson, and glad to have you with us tonight. Tigers start with the basketball, and under 8 minutes to play officially in our game. Tight defense here to start from Beck Reichen and the Bucks. As the Tigers on offense, Blake Elwine works it down low against Owen Eidsness and sinks it. Elwine, the leading scorer of the game tonight, now up to 17, pacing almost exactly his 21 that he averages on the year. Eidsness drives it baseline, puts his head down, can't get the bucket, had some space. Conway nearly stripped away the basketball, and now the Bucks will be forced to sprint back to the other side. Down low, Davis Chase has it, and a foul going to be called here on Yankton. Looks like it's on Miles Drotzman. It is his second. It's a 10-point game here tonight at the Summit Activity Center gym. Anderson Porish with it. Pump fakes the three. Tries driving it. He's stopped. And now again a foul. Drotzman looking a little frustrated. So Drotzman now with 3 fouls. And a shooting foul as Mason Juergens heads to the free throw line. First is good. Yankton's going to need a great fourth quarter here to give themselves a chance at the end. Next free throw, no good, but an offensive rebound for Davis Chase. Blake Elwine calls for a screen, then dishes it far side, Mason Juergens. Juergens gives it up, Davis Chase. The mid-range jumper is money. That was a smooth jumper there by Chase. Yankton trails 13. They're going to need some points here in the fourth quarter. Kudera to the top of the key. The crossover spins into the lane. Puts it off the glass and in. A nice effort and finish there by Jackson Kudera of the Bucks. And now an offensive foul on the Tigers. I believe it goes against Blake Elwine. Beck Reichen is slow to get up. Wonder if he took an elbow or a knee to the gut. And the foul's actually on Anderson Porish. His first personal, team's first as well. 45-34, Yankton trails Huron with 6:35 to go in this one. Beck Reichen will stay in the game for Yankton. Abe O'Brien did check in. Up top, Yankton moves it. Owen Eidsness, the floater, left it way short. Blake Elwine now with it. A bounce pass into Davis Chase, and now Chase on the baseline, fouled on the shot attempt. And if that's on Drotzman, it's his 4th foul in the game. And it will be. Miles Drotzman is 1 foul away from being fouled out. And I imagine Tegan LaCroix at the scorer's table will be coming in for him. Davis Chase has had a nice game tonight. Misses that free throw, but he's up to 14 points already. Averages just shy of 13.5 per game. And Eidsness takes to the bench as well as Drotzman, as Conway and LaCroix back into this one. Again, it's going to have to be a high-scoring fourth quarter for Yankton here to try and get back into this one. Second of 2 is good, and now Carter Porish checks in for the Tigers. Davis Chase to the bench. Now, normally you'd think, all right, these 6'8" forward is to the bench. They're a little smaller. Well, not really by much. Carter Porish, who comes in for him, at 6'5". A 12-point difference here. Yankton trails to the Tigers. 6 minutes to go in this one. Beck Reichen just looking for anything. Gives it up to Abe O'Brien way beyond the perimeter. Abe O'Brien picks up his dribble. 13 to shoot for Yankton as they try to move it down low. Abe O'Brien had a seam for a second. Beck Reichen pump faked and loses the basketball. It bounced off of Huron, stays with Yankton, but only 6 seconds to shoot here. Beck Reichen gets the inbound into Tegan LaCroix, and off of the offensive board, an attempt for Kudera sent it too high. 5.5 to go in this one. Tigers moving on offense right to left. Wide open from downtown. Elwine the air ball and saved there by Carter Porish. Just threw it off of either Tegan LaCroix or Jackson Kudera, couldn't tell. A heads-up play sometimes looks aggressive, but I mean, it's just a smart play. Tigers to inbound it here. So we get late into this one. Ball was tipped on the inbound, but Huron luckily keeps it with them. On the near side, they move it to Juergens, back out to Anderson Porish. Back to Juergens. He wants the 3 off the back iron. That goes, and it's saved by the Tigers. Another offensive set here. Blake Elwine, the cross-court pass to Miles Elwine. His triple no good. And Yankton finally pulls in the rebound. And it'll be a foul on the Tigers as well. Must have been off ball. Didn't see what the call is going to be here. Well, no foul, I guess. Not really sure what they were saying there. Either way, it's Bucks basketball. Beck Reichen wants to drive it to the lane. Kicks it out. Now Abe O'Brien. Back to Beck Reichen. Gets a screen. Moves it to the elbow. Spins in. Was going to give it up to Abe O'Brien. Bounces it out to him. 14 to shoot. And now Abe O'Brien with it. Gets a little bit of space and swishes in the two. Abe O'Brien, his first score of the night. Brings his team back within 10, and a timeout called by Coach Haynes of the Bucks. A Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton Waterbrick. When we return, 46-36. This is Bucks basketball, presented by First Dakota National Bank.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy, and convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 212 Walnut.
Looking to buy a home or maybe sell? Trust the name that puts you first. America's Best Realty. From your first showing to the final signature, their expert agents guide you every step of the way. Fast closings, top market value, and real service you can count on. Your dream home, they will find it. Selling fast, they will make it happen. Call America's Best Realty at 605-260-1600. America's Best Realty, because you deserve the best.
4:25 to play in this one. 46-36, Huron leads over the Yankton Bucks. It's been a good one from start to where we are now. And the Tigers move the ball on offense right to left. Davis missed his initial jumper, bullies his way in for the rebound, and gets 2 points. Davis Chase now up to 17. He's tied with Blake Elwine for the leading scorer of the night. Kudera with the basketball, stopped on baseline. Now Abe O'Brien drives it, gets a good look, banks it in. Abe O'Brien with a couple of buckets. He's up to 4 on the night. Yankton has put up 38. Their defense has been better tonight, but their offense has slowed down a little bit from where we've seen. Down low, whistles will blow, and a foul called on Yankton. It'll be their 4th team foul already. And it goes against Abe O'Brien, his 2nd personal. Tigers get the quick inbound and up and in for Carter Porish. That was a straight just height advantage for Huron. Beck Reichen to the free throw line, gives it up to Abe O'Brien. Abe O'Brien wants another one, but can't get this layup to drop. Great defense for Yankton there. Beck Reichen forcing Carter Porish to get rid of it. And now Chase Davis drives with it, can't finish the play. Yankton brings it the other way. They've got 3 minutes and 7 seconds to erase a 12-point deficit here. Conway with it. We'll give it right back up to Kudera. Stopped baseline. Abe O'Brien now at the elbow. Gives it up, Kudera. Head fakes the 3. Now down low. Conway wants to take it himself. Goes up, fouled on the shot. Carter Porish called with the foul, and Conway 2 free throws coming up. Carter Porish is up to 4 fouls in this one already. Only 2 on here in the 4th quarter as Conway's first of 2 doesn't go. The Bucks were perfect from the free throw line up until that point. Conway with 4 points so far, 8 rebounds though. The next of 2 does drop for the big man, and he's up to 5 points. It's now down to an 11-point lead here. Tigers with the basketball. Miles Elwine swings it out. Davis Chase. They want to move it down low. Blake Elwine can't get it to drop. Yankton a chance to make it a single-digit deficit. Tegan LaCroix swings it out. The three. Jackson Kudera, no! He had a good look but couldn't get it to drop. Now moving quickly are the Tigers as Davis Chase rises up and sinks the layup. 52-39. Yankton trails the Huron Tigers. Timeout called by Coach Buddenhagen of the Tigers here on the floor. And it looks like he's going to send in a whole new squad. It was just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here on the floor on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. This is Yankton Bucks basketball. Coming up after the game, we'll have our first Go to National Bank of Yankton post-game show. They're also our corporate sponsor. And then our Kaiser Heating and Cooling hot hands of the game. Essentially, which of the Bucks played the best tonight, and it has been a battle here for Yankton tonight. And that first half really had Huron reeling, where they led as much as 7 late in the second quarter, but the Tigers doing a nice job of bouncing back, staying collected, and taking the lead. Bucks on offense with it. Tegan LaCroix, jumper from the free throw line, left that one short. Tigers rebound it. Up ahead, Huron with a lot of new faces on the floor. Schuchart swings it across to Bryson North. Now to James Schultz Jr. Again, a whole pretty much new squad for Huron as that mid-range jumper falls in for 2. Yankton trails 15 with 95 seconds to play here. Conway gets it, takes it baseline, some spacing, left it, and now Abe O'Brien the offensive rebound and scores it. Abe O'Brien, a nice game off the bench, up to 6 points and 2 rebounds. O'Brien covers Ty Kleinsasser of the Tigers. Up ahead, Huron moves it. They get stopped. Up top now, Bryson North wide open for 3. Can't get it to go. Yankton on offense here. We've hit the minute mark in the game. Grady Walder with it, hands it off to Tegan LaCroix. LaCroix thought about the 3, decided against it. Now they move it baseline, up top. LaCroix for 3, off the back iron it goes, and Huron pulls it in. That's just going to be a little too late here for the Bucks as a quick pull-up 3, no good, and a fight for the rebound ends up with Jackson Kudera of the Bucks. Grady Walder gives it up. LaCroix on the layup, scores it. LaCroix sinks it. And that is his 3rd field goal of the night. Walder on the assist, and that will all but do it here tonight. 54-43, under 30 seconds to play. As Yankton now will wave the white flag and let Huron, more likely than not, dribble this one out. 54-43 your score. Tigers with possession here. Up top, they move it. Now into the lane, a turnaround jumper, no good, pulled in by Easton Skelhaus. Skelhaus the rebound. Yankton now with 5 seconds. One final shot attempt, and into the corner 3 as Skelhaus doesn't get the shot off. And that will be your final score, 54-43. The Huron Tigers come away with a victory, but it was not made easy by the Bucks. Huron advances to 6-2 on the season. Yankton falls to 1-6. Again, coming up, we've got our first Go to National Bank post-game show, as well as your hot hands of the game, brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. After that, we will check out some scores around the state, what's coming up for the Bucks and Gazelles, and then later on, before we wrap things up, we'll have our chat with head coach Chris Haynes of the Bucks, and we'll see if he's happy with his team's defensive effort. That's really been the thing that has bothered him the most in their last couple of games between Mitchell and Vermilion. Just wasn't happy with their defensive effort and their rebounding. Now, rebounding didn't go their way here in tonight's game, but it's also really tricky when the other team is just loaded with height. Players at 6'10", 6'8", 6'6", multiple at 6'5", multiple at 6'4", and you have two players as your tallest as the Bucks listed at 6'3". But again, the Bucks, they fall to 54 and 43 on the season. Coming up, your stats, your final stats, that is, and more on the First Go to National Bank postgame show. We'll take a break and be right back here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Looking for a photo that actually looks like you, but better? At Meridian Photo, we specialize in capturing personality, not just poses. Whether it's headshots, high school seniors, family sessions, or team and individual sports photos, we'll make you look like a legend. We've just landed in the Meridian district of Yankton. Book your session today at meridian-photo.com or give us a call at 605-655-4598. Meridian Photo. Be you. You deserve it.
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team specializing in all things heating and cooling, as well as heat and glow gas, wood, and electric fireplaces, humidifiers and dehumidifiers, and all styles of ductless mini-split systems. Whether you are building or remodeling, our team of innovative experts will get you the correct equipment and indoor air quality accessories you need for your home or business. Remember, Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team for all things heating and cooling for the past 77 years. Go Bucks and Gazelles.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers two menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
Yankton Rexall in the Meridian District, Yankton, for all your gifts and decor needs. It's the only place in town to find both Hallmark ornaments and cards for any occasion. They also have Willow Tree and Precious Moments collectibles, the perfect anniversary and wedding gifts, nativity scenes, Watkins products, and single Abdallah chocolates. The Yankton Rexall Pharmacy for all your prescription needs. Yankton Rexall at the corner of 3rd and Douglas, downtown Yankton.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, we treat our patients like family. We have an experienced and caring dental team. We take the time to make sure you understand your oral health and answer any questions you have about your dental treatments. We take pride in educating our patients. Whether you need fillings, crowns or bridges, dental implants, just a teeth cleaning, or even Botox, come visit us at 1818 Broadway Avenue. And remember, we take care of the entire family.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. I carry Tribal, Lulu Bee, Ethel, Southern Lady, and Old Ranch. I have other brands too. The nursery has everything you need for babies. Copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, bag sleepers, and baptism. Toddler clothing, boys and girls Under Armour to size 7, toys, little golden books, and other unique kids' toys. Linda's Angel Crossing, 1101 Broadway in Yankton.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts on the corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. Your full-service flower and gift store. Beautiful fresh flower arrangements to artificial arrangements. Gifts, sympathy, foodie items to snarky gifts. Stop by and let the gals at Pied Piper give you the personal service you deserve. Brighten your day and head to Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, where you'll find something new every time you go. Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, they deliver. Back for our First Dakota National Bank post-game show. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with 2 locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. It's time for your final stats for the Yankton Bucks. First up for the starters, Beck Reichen with 6 points, 2 assists, and a steal. Owen Eidsness, 5 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Jackson Kudera with 7 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Also had 2 fouls in there as well. Tegan LaCroix with 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal with 3 fouls. And Austin Conway, 5 points, 8 rebounds, led the team, an assist, and a steal. That wraps it up for your Yankton starters. Coming off the bench, Abe O'Brien with 6 points and 3 rebounds. 2 fouls in the game for him. Easton Skelhaus late in the game pulled in a rebound. Miles Drotzman with 8 points and 2 rebounds. 4 fouls as well. Got near a fouling out game. Grady Walder with 1 assist and 1 foul. Unfortunately for the Bucks, it just wasn't enough as they fell tonight 54-43 and dropped to 1-6 on the season. They lose to Huron, who's now 6-2 on their year, and currently on the South Dakota Media Prep poll 5th, and in the Power 5 poll, the number 3 team. And just a very good team in Huron. I mean, it's tough. They've got a lot of height, and they've got skill to go with that height. It's not like these players are just tall, and that's the only reason they're playing. They're actually pretty good at basketball, too. I mean, you do see that sometimes when you have players who are just really tall. Sometimes they play just for the fact that they're tall. But for Huron, there's definitely some skill involved with those big guys. And props, kudos to the Tigers for taking away the win tonight. But Coach Budenhagen, he kind of talked about and said, you know, teams like the Bucks are the ones that have given them trouble this year. And right out of the gates, the Bucks took the lead. They led 7 late in that first half, and then to close out the second quarter, Huron went on to really just take control of the game. Then in the third quarter, expanding that lead, and they just kind of held on to a double-digit lead throughout the rest of the way, and it just was too much for Yankton to overcome. It's now time for your Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton hot hands of the game. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Yankton's original and most trusted heating and cooling professionals for over 76 years. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, 808 West 23rd Street of Yankton. Well, our hot hands of the game come off the bench, and that would belong to Miles Drotzman. Felt like we said his name a lot tonight. Led his team in scoring with 8 points and also grabbed a couple of rebounds. He was also the only Buck who ended up with multiple three-pointers, and he hit 2 of the team's 4, the other 2 belonging to Owen Einsness and Jackson Kudera. So Miles Drotzman off the bench is our Kaiser Heating and Cooling hot hands of the game. Still no sign of head coach Chris Haynes or any of the Bucks on the court here, so we continue on with our First Dakota National Bank of Yankton post-game show, as we'll see if we've got some score updates from around the state. Again, we'll start with girls in AA. And tonight, number 2 ranked O'Gorman defeated number 3 ranked Sioux Falls, Washington, 72-35. And if that doesn't just tell you the gap there between the 2 top teams in girls AA, between O'Gorman and Brandon Valley and the rest, I mean, those 2 right now are just plain lights out. And then number 1 ranked Brandon Valley, 4 minutes left in the third quarter against Crofton, Nebraska, an interstate battle. Brandon Valley leads 41-21. At the end of their matchup, number 4 ranked Aberdeen Central defeated Watertown. The final score, 53-20 in Watertown. Mitchell pulled away with another victory, this time over Sioux Falls Roosevelt with a final score, 51-32. And in a game with entering the fourth quarter, Rapid City Stevens leads Sturgis Brown 37-12. Rapid City Stevens, a team receiving votes. Then over to boys AA, of course, here tonight. The final score, 54-43. Huron takes the victory. The Bucks fall to 1-6 on the year. And right now, really just looking to find somewhere in that schedule where they can get some wins and hop into that top 16 to give themselves just a chance and into the Sodak 16 matchup. Number 2 ranked Sioux Falls Roosevelt defeated Mitchell, who was receiving votes. Roosevelt won 57-48. In T area, the Titans defeat Pierre TF Riggs 63-43. T area team receiving votes on the polls. O'Gorman was able to defeat Sioux Falls, Washington in an inner city matchup. 54-40 your final score. Watertown, who's receiving votes, took down Aberdeen Central in Aberdeen. 59-45 your final score. And in a good one so far, 1 minute left in the game, number 3 ranked Harrisburg on top of Brandon Valley 45-43. That is a game that very well could go into overtime. And then no updates as this game still 35 minutes until that one's going to get started. Sturgis Brown travels to take on Rapid City Stevens, one of their closer travels. But again, that game not starting for another 35 minutes out. So we probably won't have any updates on that here for the remainder of the night. Again, still no sign of Coach Haynes and his squad having a long chat in the locker room after a tough loss here tonight to the Huron Tigers. 54-43 your final score. We'll take another break, and when we return, we'll continue on with the First Go to National Bank post-game show. You're tuned in to Bucks basketball on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you pics so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team. Fixing pickles since 1984.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton, located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area, guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a Freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
Continuing on with the First Go to National Bank postgame show as the Bucks fall to Huron tonight. And your final score 54-43. We do see some Bucks players on the court now, so hopefully we'll be chatting with head coach Chris Haynes shortly. An update on that really close game in boys AA against Harrisburg and Brandon Valley that saw Harrisburg leading 2 with a minute to play. The Harrisburg Tigers do pull away with a victory, 46-43, their final score over Brandon Valley. What a game there it was tonight, as we had a pretty good game here tonight as well. It maybe wasn't expected to be quite so close or action-packed, just with Huron having such a size advantage. But Yankton fought hard tonight, and they really impressed me, especially that first half. They came out, gave themselves a 7-point lead halfway through the second quarter. And then once it got down to a double-digit deficit, they hung right in there like they have all year long. And that is kudos to this Yankton team. They just truly don't ever give up. Coming up for both the Bucks and Gazelles. Gazelles had tonight off, as they had a week between last game and their upcoming game. That will be against Watertown this Friday in a doubleheader right here at the Yankton High School. Gazelles start at 6, Bucks at 7:30. And then for the Gazelles next Tuesday, they'll be on the road at Sioux Falls Jefferson. Next Friday, they'll be at home against Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Now, if you're the Gazelles, these feel like games you can win, and you feel like if you want to make some kind of splash in AA, they're games you've got to win. Watertown with a 1-5 record. Sioux Falls Jefferson, at a 2-3 record, and Sioux Falls Roosevelt 1-6. So those feel like if you could win 2 of those 3 and move yourself up in the standings, there could be some really big games coming up for the Gazelles. Then at home on the 27th against O'Gorman, and that is a team right now nobody wants to see. They're then on the road. They'll take on Huron. The Huron girls, that game was postponed from earlier in the season. And then a stretch of home games against Brandon Valley, Pierre TF Riggs, Rapid City Stevens, and Rapid City Central. On the road on February 17th to Sioux Falls Christian. Their final home game will be on the 20th of February against T Area. And then they'll close out their season on the road against Brookings, Spearfish, and Douglas. For the Bucks, they'll be in action again this Friday, again the second half of that doubleheader with them and the Gazelles this Friday as they host Watertown. Then next Tuesday, the Bucks will host Sioux Falls Jefferson. Again, they'll be split between them and the Gazelles. Next Friday, they'll be on the road to take on Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And for Yankton, unfortunately, things just don't get any easier. Their next opponent, Watertown, right now is 6-1. Sioux Falls Jefferson has only played 4 games. They're 2-2. So you feel like maybe that one. And then on the road against Sioux Falls Roosevelt, they are 6-1. Then a couple of home games against O'Gorman and Brandon Valley. On the road to Pierre TF Riggs, so looking forward to making that travel. And then at home again against those Rapid City teams with the Gazelles. It'll be Rapid City Stevens first on the 13th, and then Rapid City Central next on the 14th. They are then on the road against a Class A team, one of the best Class A teams, if not the best. Certainly could make an argument against Sioux Falls Christian, who's currently 5-1. At home against T Area, that'll be a doubleheader with them and the Gazelles. That's their final home game of the season. And then the Bucks will also wrap up their season with 3 straight games on the road. That'll be against Brookings, then Spearfish, and Douglas. We do see Coach Haynes. He should be here in just a minute or two. We'll take our final break of the night. And when we return, our post-game chat with Coach Haynes.
Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton.
It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
And now over here is head coach Chris Haynes of the Bucks for our post-game chat. Coach, your team falling to Huron here tonight at home, 54-43. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, obviously disappointed in the final result, coming up short, but wasn't for lack of effort. Our guys played hard, competed at a high level, especially on the defensive end. You could just see they were a little bit more locked in than we were, especially last week or pretty much the entire season. And that's how it has to be. You know, it's really hard to stop people, especially teams like this. And you know, if you're not giving maximum effort and being in the right position and playing together and connected defensively, you know, it's hard enough when you are doing those things, and if you're not, you have no chance. So thought it was a step forward in the right direction as far as on the defensive end. And just effort, physicality overall, I thought we were better. You know, they're hard to score against. I thought we were in the low 40s, I think, and I thought we could have finished some more plays and been in the low 50s and really made things interesting, but didn't work out that way for us tonight, especially on the offensive end.
And in the first 12 minutes of game time, your team found themselves up 7, and then Huron really had a nice run to close out the first half. What was the main difference between those first 12 minutes and then when Huron took the lead?
Well, obviously, you got to give Huron credit. There had a lot to do with that. But I thought we got away from what was working that early in the game. And, you know, first quarters haven't been good to us, especially last week and pretty much the entire year. So that was a big focal point coming in to get off to a good start. So I was really happy with the energy that we had. Really thought we moved the ball well and had good ball and player movement early in the game throughout the first quarter, even into the second quarter. And then we just totally got away from what was working from us. We went 4 or 5 possessions in a row of no pass or one pass and shot, and then they got out in transition. And because it's hard to have defensive balance and set up your defensive transition when you're taking bad shots. That's usually the first pass to the other team's transition, and that's what it was there in the second quarter.
And it seems like usually each night we have kind of a different player who feels like maybe had the biggest impact in the game, and it's just kind of rotating. Tonight really felt like Miles Drotzman had a nice game, a couple of threes made off of the bench.
Yeah, Miles came in and provided a spark for us, and you know, he's been really working on his game here recently, and so for him, and you know, he's been struggling a little bit this season, so for him to see a couple go in and to make some nice plays on both ends of the floor, hopefully it will give him some confidence. And same with Abe. You know, Abe came in at the end and did some nice things and took the ball to the basket and was very strong and aggressive. So hopefully we can get those 2 guys going for us, because we're definitely going to need them.
And now coming up Friday, Watertown, your thoughts on that matchup?
Yeah, really good team. Doesn't get any easier. I think they're 6-1 or 7-1 now, and they're big. They got 6'5", 6'5", 6'6", you know, across the front line. And then they got a really good point guard who's really shooting it well this year and just playing well for them. And their role players all, you know, you got a good point guard and then, you know, a couple 6'5" and 6'6" kids that are athletic and skilled and, you know, role players around them. And that's the thing with Watertown is they're hard to guard because they'll put 5 guys out there that can all shoot it. They can all put it on the floor, and they're a good passing team. And so sometimes that's harder to guard than anything. So we'll definitely have our work cut out for us again Friday night.
Appreciate the time as always, Coach, and we'll be in talks with you before that Watertown game.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Zach.
Again, that was head coach Chris Haynes here of the Yankton Bucks, and that about wraps it up here for us tonight. We'll get you back to your regular programming on Classic Hits 106.3 for the final time here on Yankton Streaming on YouTube. I'm Zach Spear alongside Tristan Nelson. Have a great rest of your night, and until next time.
This has been a presentation of Yankton High School basketball from 5 Star Communications. Thanks for tuning in, and join us next time for all Yankton athletics. Go Bucks and Gazelles!